Sir, you changed the definition of STR meaning. తనకు ఒక నేమ్ ఉండేది లైక్ మీరు సింగిల్ టేక్ రాజా అని చేంజ్ చేసేసారు. సో ఇది మీరు ప్రీవియస్ తనతో వర్క్ చేసినప్పుడే ఫిక్స్ అయిపోయారా లైక్ హీఈస్ లైక్ సింగిల్ టేక్ రాజా అని?
Yeah, he is that for sure. Like from Vinitandi, and then I made Rajamouli, and in this film, I know what he's capable of for sure.
Okay.
Like I can push the envelope anytime with him. And I know he will completely melt into what I want him to do, and he'll give it to me with no effort, with minimal effort. I mean, there's no rehearsal, reading time.
Without rehearsal, adantha cheyakundane
yeah. He's actually very raw in that first take, and you should just grab that. So too much of rehearsal is not right, I feel. And even lines and all, it doesn't take too much of time. And there's a way that we get the lines done with him. We know that with each other. He'll read the whole scene. He'll look at me. I'll say yeah, and then we just take the shot, and then honestly, it's all single takes. It's like unless there's some issue with the camera work or some light or something, we do another take. Or if it's an action sequence for perfection, for it to be in that perfect zone, we might try a couple of more takes. But otherwise, with performance and delivery and the way he sort of plays that particular moment, it's all in single takes. I mean, everybody
how does it possible like 5 minutes action sequence and 2-3 minutes iddari combination lo scenes kuda single take lo ela possible?
That was rehearsed over 4-5 days because Simbu didn't rehearse it. We rehearsed it for 4-5 days, the action sequence, because a lot of things had to fall. So with the fighters and with the camera, we rehearsed it over 5 days because it starts from downstairs, it goes into, then it goes up the stairs, it goes outside the building and comes inside the camera, So we rehearsed it one day before Simbu came and saw the choreography.
Okay.
And he rehearsed it once and he said good. On the day of the shoot, he rehearsed one more time because it's a lot of other actors, other fighters and all that stuff. And we took 5 takes for that single shot take, not because of anybody, but because everything had to fall in place. I think the 5th take is what is there in the film, and it's a magical take.
3 క్యారెక్టర్ వేరియేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా సార్, అంటే ఈ 20 years ఏజ్ గ్యాప్, దాని తర్వాత ఇంకొంచెం మెచ్యూర్డ్ ఏజ్, ఇదంతా మీరు ఎలా హ్యాండిల్ చేయగలిగారు మేకప్ కానీ అదంతా?
No, I know he'll give me that, right? So we discussed that in the beginning itself. I told him you start off as a 19-year-old, 20-year-old leaving the village. So we want you in that look. He chops wood for a living in the forest and takes it and makes some money and brings it back to his mother. So that body language, tired, sweaty, in that zone. And then somewhere he works in this parota restaurant in Bombay, and there's a lot of grime and cleaning the tables and living in one small space with 30-40 men. They all sleep in spaces marked by chalk.
Yes.
And that's all they have, so everybody sleeps next to each other, kind of a thing. So all that, he went through all that. The body language kept changing accordingly to that. There was an overall body language that he maintained. And look-wise also, I told him once you get into the next area of the film, I thought a beard might help, slightly, like a stubble sort of thing. And then towards the end, we thought we'll go with a completely different look. So,
మీ ఫేవరెట్ లుక్ ఏంటి సింబు గారిది?
Okay, I think I can't really choose, very honestly.
Okay.
Because every from the age, the 3 transitions that we've done, there's like something different that he brings to the table.
Okay.
So it's very difficult to choose a particular thing, but I think Muthu that comes back in the second half is very.
So she has scenes with the Muthu, all the 3
Muthu
looks.
and the first the boy.
She has scenes with all the 3
all
looks.
the 3
like
groups.
the boy from the village who works in the parota restaurant, who meets her at the.
Then she like every.
Who meets her in the clothes store. Yes. She has moments with him.
Okay.
And then for 6 months almost, she's not seen him. So there is a scene in the film where he comes and stands in front of her and she looks at him. It's one of my favorite moments in the film. I like the way she's acted in that, where she just looks at him. And somewhere you can see that she's a little taken aback by how he looks a little different. He looks a little more grown up now. And the fact that he's here again after so many months or days, and it's a very subtle expression that she came up with, which I really liked. And you can see there's one interest which sets up the mood for the next scene. When he meets her in the middle of the night, she sort of, even though she pushes him away, at the end of the scene they decide to sort of come together in that space. So this scene was very important.
సెట్ లో గౌతమ్ గారు ఎలా ఉంటారు అంటే మేము ఎప్పుడు చూసినా చాలా కామ్ గా ఉంటారు, ఎప్పుడైనా సీరియస్ అవ్వడం, ఏదైనా ఫైరింగ్ ఆర్ షౌటింగ్, ఎప్పుడు ఇలానే ఉంటారా సెట్ లో?
Very honestly, this I'm not saying this. It's actually very awkward to say and praise him in front of him.
Don't do
But okay, we want to know.
I think he was so calm and composed. Like, he's called classy for a reason, you know. I feel like that is just him. Whether it's on, you know, giving interviews or whether it's on film
Media,
set,
yes,
it
yes.
is so calm and composed. Now, in front of us now, I don't know with the direction team or something, maybe it might be different. I'm not.
You can ask them.
I'll ask them, but you know.
You never asked our direction team? Because how
I'll ask them after this.
Yes.
I'll be like, okay. But to me, I was like, wow, like, you know, and so much of freedom and so much of spontaneity. Because to a new girl who's just starting out her, you know,
Yes.
career, it felt like all the freedom in the world.
Okay.
And the expression also that he's speaking about when I see Muthu after a couple of months, it just, he's like, okay, this is the situation. And he won't tell you how you do it. That he leaves up to the actor, and that's the freedom that he gives his actors. And I think that's the reason why we have also ended up performing so well, because it is our own inputs that we are trying to put in, and that's the kind of freedom that we've got. In terms of spontaneity also, it's like, you know, magic happens on the set, on his set especially, and especially with the song which we did on the parapet scene. We did it, and it was the whole one take thing, handheld shot.
Yes, yes.
And when we were seeing it, I was like, now I know how Mr. Gautham Vasudev Menon creates magic, because it's so organic. It's not planned. Magic can never be planned. It can't be like, this is here, do a wink here, smile here. He was just like, go and flow. And I think that's one of my most favorite scenes in the entire film. And it's so special, and it makes you feel like, okay, you know, you can sense the chemistry.
Okay.